One of the most common questions that I get asked is, what is the difference between leadership and management? Well, we've all heard the cliches regarding leadership, such as managers do things right, but leaders do the right thing, or leaders don't find fault, leaders find a remedy, and so on. Well, listen, I realize that all of these may make a great bumper sticker. But these cliches do very little to actually begin to identify what leadership actually is and what leadership actually does. Now, one of the most common situations that I have found in the organizations that I have dealt with over the past 25 plus years is the apparent confusion between managerial tasks and the leadership function. And in that these are very rarely clearly defined, the function of leadership is all too often left 100% unattended. And a lack of leadership leads to lower performance or productivity. It leads to lower levels of job satisfaction. It leads to higher than necessary turnover, and it leads to an unfulfilled or apathetic workforce, just to name a few. So what do leaders actually do? Well, essentially, leaders only do 5 things. Now, I'm not suggesting that those who are in a leadership position have nothing else to do. But whatever else they do is just that. It's something else, but it's not leadership. First, leaders articulate a vision. They communicate why the company came into existence, why the company is in business, and where the company is headed. Leaders clearly define where the path of growth for the company lies and how this direction will secure and sustain the organization's continuing success and growth. Leaders treat their employees as shareholders or investors and are constantly communicating the value of being a stakeholder in that organization. And this, by the way, this doesn't just happen at the very top of the organization. This message has to be echoed at every level within your organization. Second, leaders awaken desire in others. Leaders make every effort to inspire others to be a part of and contribute to the vision that drives that organization. In simple terms, people need to have a reason for getting up in the morning, and leaders provide that reason. The very vast majority of people want to belong to something. They want to belong to something that is greater than they themselves, and effective leaders create that environment. Third, leaders sustain pride. Leaders are responsible for consistently making everyone in the organization, whatever their role may be, feel that they are an absolutely essential part of the collective. Each person must know that without their contribution, the mission would be placed at risk and the success of the company would be compromised. Fourth, leaders keep the organization focused. It is the responsibility of the leader to ensure that the people in their care remain focused not only on the vision or the objective, but also on those tasks and activities that will lead to that objective and will fulfill that vision. All too often, left to their own devices, well-intended people will focus on what they feel is important and what they see as being the priority. And in cases such as that, you end up with an organization that is also often busy, but not necessarily productive. Fifth and finally, leaders identify and develop more leaders. They identify individuals that have leadership qualities and then develop those qualities within that person. This is essential for the growth in that leadership is not a function that is just required at the top of the organization, but at every level within that organization. Every department, every group, and every team has to have leadership that fulfills each of these five functions in their respective area of responsibility. Not doing so renders any and every department less efficient and significantly less effective. Now, some say that you can't teach leadership. Their argument is that people are either born with leadership qualities or they are not. Others make the argument that some people have a greater propensity to be leaders than others. Well, that may well be true. Just like some people have more athletic ability, while other people may have a greater intellectual capacity. Some are going to be better accountants, while other people are going to be better salespeople. But unlike an accountant or a marketing executive or a manager, which are all jobs, leadership is a function. It is a function that has to be taken up by people that already have jobs or positions within your organization. What I can tell you with absolute certainty, and listen close, is that our leadership program will make every person in your organization that serves in a leadership capacity a more effective leader. And that's what it's all about. We will help you get all of your employees and all of your associates pulling the organization in the direction that you want them to go by helping you build a synergetic leadership infrastructure. Developing leadership with your organization is not difficult. You just have to know what to do. Contact us, speak with us, and give us the opportunity to show you how. I promise you, you'll be glad that you did.